Hey everyone, I've been falling behind on my videos, so I wanted to do an update video and go over some of the things I've been working on. So first and foremost is I did start doing rides for subscribes. I wasn't able to get out today, but I got out yesterday and I actually got one subscriber. I was only out for maybe like 3-4 hours. So people are a little shy with stopping by and asking for a ride. But I'm going to continue to do it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think the guy I gave a ride to, I think he enjoyed it. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, back here, I made a couple modifications to my tow bar. And this is one of the things that kept holding me up. The way I had it set up before, it was so loose that when I would stop, sometimes the four-wheeler would try to go past the RZR as much as it could. And every now and then, the wheels would turn the wrong way, since I am towing it off-road quite a bit. So those things bothered me a lot. I was ready to go out a couple times, and I couldn't take it. I saw the wheels turn the wrong way, and I was like, I definitely need to do something about it. So this is what I came up with. Just two tie downs right to the tow bar itself. I also added a brace here to try and tighten things up. But in the end, this is what I got. I got these tie downs to the tow bar. So now the four-wheeler follows the RZR perfectly. It even helps it through the turns a little bit, and it stays pretty centered. I can also back up and maneuver it, pretty much anywhere I want. So that's all set up, and yeah, I did get one free ride for a subscribe in, and I'll be out there again. I wasn't able to get out there today, and yeah, let's go over to what I'm doing today. So if we walk back here, we can see I got the electric bicycle out, and I also got my scooter. Somewhat not trusty now that it doesn't want to start today. But yeah, I've been messing around with the scooter, and unfortunately it looks like I'm going to have to take the carburetor off and rebuild it. Sadly, they don't put petcock valves in these Chinese scooters. It's like a vacuum. Uh, how can I say this? It's like a vacuum valve. They have a piece of hose that runs from the intake to a petcock valve that opens up when there's a vacuum applied to it. So anyway, the carburetor dried out, and now it won't run. It will run. I'm going to show you a little trick how to very quickly diagnose whether or not you have a fuel issue with something that doesn't start. This thing ran perfectly before, but it just sat too long. It's completely my fault. And I had trouble even getting it to turn over, so yeah, I couldn't really charge the battery. So once again, I have my capacitor bank hooked up with the battery to get the charger to charge, and it's been on there for quite a while. It shows charged, but as soon as I go to turn this thing over, it'll drain down pretty quick. That battery's in really bad shape. So yeah, that's one of the tricks I've learned. These chargers, if they don't sense enough voltage, they won't turn on at all. And I have this capacitor bank. This is with all these caps in here. This is about a 16 volt pack. And basically what that does is it allows the charger to turn on, and once the charger's on, you could actually disconnect this cap bank, and usually the battery will start charging by itself then. This battery's in really bad shape. So anyway, I have the key on, and interestingly enough, when you do that, it'll keep the voltage at like 13.5 or so, which is absolutely perfect for a 12 volt battery. It really isn't stressing it out that much. But anyway, there's that. And yeah, let me show you this trick now that it is charged up, and she should turn over pretty good. Alrighty, here we go. This is what you're going to need: an old sock or an old rag. And I already have the the air filter off. Pretty much when I go to start one of these, if it hasn't, well, this one in particular, when it hasn't been started in a while, a lot of times I'll take the air filter off and I'll get my hand over here to help choke it, and that usually gets these things started and going, and they're just fine. But in this case, apparently everything dried up in the carburetor, so I'm gonna have to actually take it apart, and hopefully I can fix it. I know I had issues with the old carburetor, and I ended up just getting another one. One, because they are so cheap, and two, I really couldn't get it. I don't understand it. But they actually have a really complicated carburetor in these little scooters. They're great if they work. They're not great when they don't. But this is a diaphragm carburetor, and yeah, it's a little different than your regular carburetor, but you know, same basics. You know, you have a metering, a really tiny metering jet in the front, and then there's a main jet under this diaphragm and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna have to pull that apart and see what's clogging it or what's causing the problem. But anyway, this is what I did today. I grabbed an old sock, and a buddy of mine showed me this a while ago. It's a little different than the method I normally do. Normally I grab a spray bottle and I'll just spray it right into the intake, and that'll tell me what I need to know, but this actually works better. So I'm just going to soak the rag with some gasoline, and then I'm going to throw it in the intake. I'm going to position it in a manner that it won't suck the sock through. Today it did suck the sock in pretty good, but yeah, it really can't get past the butterfly. If that happens, you know, hopefully the motor stalls right out, but it is something to watch out for. So I'm going to throw the camera on my head and get this sock prepped, and we'll see if the scooter will start up. So be right back. Alrighty, here goes. We'll see what happens. Wow, that might be a world record for running an engine on a sock. So, yeah, it looks like the sock is pretty dry. It's amazing how long you can run an engine on that once you get it going. So anyway, as you can see, when I throw the sock on, it pulls some vapors of the gas through, and it's actually enough for the motor to run. And when I take it away, it's, you know, it just dies right out. Ideally, I was hoping that if you could get it running and get some flow through it and everything, it would suck some fuel through those ports that are probably clogged, and then it would be okay. But as you can see, that's not the case. I'm gonna have to tear this carburetor apart and see what isn't happy about it. I got a lot of spider eggs. I'm sure that didn't help matters, but none of that stuff got in the carburetor. It's just the way it is. It hasn't. It sat for too long, and yeah, once again, there's no way to shut the or to keep the gas on, actually, which is ideally what you want. You don't ever want to shut off the gas to a carburetor. They dry up, and this is what happens. You have to rebuild them to get them to work. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to tear this off. I don't know how much more I'm going to get done today. But yeah, these are a couple of things that have been keeping me from doing my rides for subscribes. But I think I'm going to get out there tomorrow. I'm just going to put this stuff off to the side. Getting subscribers and giving people fun rides is definitely more important and way more fun. And then the other project I have is I got a brand new controller for my electric bike. It's a front hub motor and everything. And the controller I got is a lot more powerful than the old one, so it ought to be interesting to see what kind of power and range I can get out of this, and finally start using and enjoying it. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. I'm going to try and get this scooter squared away so I can get it up for sale. And till next time, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.